The rain had been relentless that night, creating a curtain of darkness that draped over the narrow country road. Lucas, weary from a long day, drove his old sedan slowly, headlights slicing through the sheets of water. His mind wandered, and he barely noticed the lonely figure standing by the roadside until the last moment. She was a woman, her clothes soaked and clinging to her skin, her face obscured by the shadow of her wide-brimmed hat. Her posture was unnaturally still, and as Lucas slowed down, he saw her turn towards him, her face illuminated briefly by his headlights. She looked distraught, her eyes pleading through the streaked mascara. Lucas stopped the car, rolling down his window. "Are you all right? Can I help you?" The woman nodded gratefully and explained in a shaky voice that she was lost and needed a ride to the nearest town. Lucas hesitated for a moment, but then opened the passenger door. As she climbed in, he noticed how she seemed oddly quiet, her presence unsettlingly calm despite the storm outside. "Which way do we go?" Lucas asked, trying to ignore the eerie tension that seemed to envelop the car. "Just follow this road until the end," she replied softly. Her voice was strangely soothing, though her words did little to ease his unease. Lucas focused on the road, the rain battering the windshield with increasing intensity. Minutes passed, and Lucas found himself growing more uncomfortable. The woman remained silent, her gaze fixed on the road ahead. Then, without warning, he noticed something peculiar. Her reflection in the side window revealed that her feet were pointed backward, twisted grotesquely in the wrong direction. A chill ran down Lucas's spine, and he felt a sudden surge of panic. He glanced down at her feet and then back at the road, his hands trembling on the steering wheel. He tried to convince himself it was just a trick of the light or his imagination. The woman's head slowly turned to face him, her eyes now glowing with a malevolent light. Her lips twisted into a sinister smile. "You should have never picked me up," she whispered, her voice now a chilling rasp. Lucas's heart raced. He turned to look at her again, and the sight of her contorted feet made his blood run cold. He screamed, his voice swallowed by the storm. In his panic, he swerved violently, losing control of the car. The sedan skidded off the road and crashed into a tree with a deafening crunch. The world went dark. When Lucas came to, the rain had stopped and dawn was breaking. The wrecked car was eerily silent. He stumbled out, shaking and disoriented, and looked around desperately. The woman was nowhere to be seen. As he limped towards the nearest house to call for help, he heard the distant, haunting echo of her voice in his mind. "You should have never picked me up." In the days that followed, Lucas learned of the local legend, a tale of a ghostly woman with twisted feet who roamed the roads, seeking help from unwary travelers, only to lead them to their doom. The story was always the same, a driver who, like Lucas, picked up the mysterious woman and paid the ultimate price for their kindness. Lucas never spoke of that night again, but the twisted feet of the woman haunted his dreams. And though he tried to forget, he knew he would always hear her eerie whisper in the dark, warning others of the price of compassion in a world where some kindness can only lead to horror.